You're looking at a daily chart of the Nasdaq, which is currently in an uptrend. You can see the power trend here with the moving averages stacked. Just going back a little bit, we can see that the Nasdaq hit a low here on October 13th, retested that low, and then ran up in January, pulled back from February 2 to March 13th. And since March 13th, it's been on a real nice run here. It got above this old 12,270 number. You can see that 269 right here. Once it got above that on May 10th, May 10th was the date I got a little more bullish here. We went all green. And what is it, July 8th? So it's been 2 months on this nice run. It topped on June 16th and then just pulled back to its 21. It's just, as Mr. Fahmy likes to say, it's like after a Thanksgiving dinner, just digesting the food and sitting on the couch watching football. And that's all it's doing, is digesting its gains here very nicely. A consolidation, whatever you want to call it. We used to call it back and fill. Now it's digestion consolidation, but whatever. Let's just take a look here and see what we're looking at here on the weekly chart. This is a weekly review. Welcome to my weekly review. This is the 12,270 level that it surpassed in May, got above that. Now it's taken out the 13,181 level, digesting gains here nicely at about 13,6. And the next level I'm looking at is 14,646. We could see if it can take that out here in the second half of 2023. The Nasdaq looks constructive, looks very bullish, and I'm going to look at the IWM. How about that? Or the Russell 2000 index. Let's go to the Russell 2000 instead of the exchange traded fund. Okay, this is the Russell. It's more of the risk on type of index because of the small cap nature. It's more risk tolerance. We're going to look at the weekly chart here, and you can see it's not doing as well as the Nasdaq. It has about 17% component of the those small local regional banks. So that's what's holding it back. We all know, we heard that, anyway, I'm going to go to the leading stocks. We heard from Steve Cohen, Paul Tudor Jones, Stan Druckenmiller about how they were bullish on 2023, and they're especially bullish on AI. I'm going to go through some of that. Recently, we've heard from Larry Ellison and Andy Jassy from some of the bigger companies that, they're spending a ton of money on artificial intelligence, and that is definitely a theme. The NVDA earnings report was definitely a seminal moment in the market here. But here's Apple making new highs, and the financial media will make a big deal out of the 3 trillion market cap. But that's not a big deal. This thing can go a lot higher. You can see it much like the index, retested lows and just ramped higher. Another one of these divine 9 that are doing well is Meta. It's a weekly review, so I'm going to look at the weekly here. You can see this thing really sold off. Capitulation selling here. So, some folks got it below 100. Congratulations, that wasn't me. But you can see it's just trending higher. Capped up on earnings, formed a little base here, ran up again, came back to the 21 one time. That was your chance. Ramped again on earnings. And they have earnings coming up July 26th. Like I said, everybody knows now that artificial intelligence is going to be a big player, a big theme this year. And so I expect these large cap technology stocks to do well. They're going to report strong earnings. You never know how the stock's going to react. They've already run up a lot. So, but I do think that they're going to, have strong earnings and beat analyst expectations. This is NVIDIA. Another one of those divine 9 that just gapped up here. This is a game changer for me. The big jump with volume, the forward guidance, just insane numbers. So a lot of corporations are spending money on artificial intelligence, and NVIDIA is one of the primary beneficiaries here. Yeah, 241% above average daily volume, a 24% move, and it's just gone higher. Show the weekly, it had a 3 weeks tight pattern, then ran up from 390 to 440, pulled back a little bit, now had a 4 weeks tight area here. So all that's saying is that, investors aren't willing to sell the stock at these prices. Actually they're willing to pay, $430 for NVIDIA. And it's just marking time here, digesting gains. You pulled back to the 21 one time and found support. So that one looks good as well. I'm going to go through one more as Tesla, another one that they just reported. First of all, on the daily chart here, you can see the base on base pattern and the cup shape pattern, and then the ramp from 200 to whatever it was, 280 it got to last week. Yeah, they reported 284. They reported strong deliveries, and they have earnings coming up on the 19th. Like I say, I'm sure they're going to be good, but the stock's already moved a lot, so you never know how the stock's going to react. You can see the consolidation here, capitulation selling, the stage one base, and then the breakout and move higher. So I'm going to go through some top stocks. We know all the mega cap tech stocks. I'm not going to go through the Divine Nine. I went through half of them. That's good enough. But I'm going to go through the top stocks and the top groups. And certainly the top group is computer hardware. It's up 100% this year. Supermicro's up more than 200%. Another beneficiary of the artificial intelligence theme. And you can see this one ramped higher on the NVIDIA earnings. It went higher on its earnings, pulled back to the 10 a couple times, and ramped on NVIDIA's earnings, made a high of 270 and then pulled back to the 21. It broke its downtrend line here. This is where I thought, is an add-on buy point here when it broke above there. But if you didn't catch that, I had this one on our watch list at 250 last week. And, actually 270.18 is looking compelling as well. Breaks above that, we got blue skies, and I still have my bet on it's going to beat Tesla to 300. I'm a little behind here, but it's better to be a little behind than a big behind. Anyway, we're going to move on. The next group was the auto manufacturers. I went through Tesla, but this group is up a lot too, like 70 something percent this year. And Rivian is the one stock that I wanted to point out, because you can see this sell off here as stage one base and blasted out of there. It looks even more impressive on the weekly. Yeah, you see a move like that on the weekly chart, you got to take notice of it. 48% gain and 299% above average daily volume. So yeah, that is not to be ignored, Dan. The next group that I wanted to go through is the not talked about a lot, is the software database group. It's a number 3 performing group this year in Oracle. You can see this on the weekly. Big cup with handle, the bigger the base, the higher in space. And it had a little 4 weeks tight area here. Now it's just ramped and pulled back last week, 3 something percent, almost 4%, just back to the 21. So let's see if it finds support here. And that for me could be an add-on area. I don't own Oracle, but that would be a place that I'd be interested to, make an initial purchase here. I do like Oracle. I like MDB as well. In the computer software database, you can see it ramped higher, just forming a shelf, allowing the moving averages to catch up. And, this is really intriguing here, 398.89, that 400 level. If you didn't buy it, maybe an add-on buy point there, or, an initial buy point. I don't know that one either. The computer software education media group is the 4th leading group here. And people give me a hard time about this one because Spotify is in education. No, it's in media, and Spot has just been trending along. This is beautiful surfing here. If you're a trend trader, there's nothing to do here, but just watch this thing trade higher. 156.97 now. I remember when it's back. You can see this. We've seen a lot of this, the big sell-off, stage one base, the breakout, now trending higher. That's a thing of beauty. Yeah, it was down 2% last week. I have people, how come Spot's not going up? Well, they don't go up every week, okay? They don't go up every month. But, this thing has been going up over time and just grinding higher. I like that one. DUOL is in this group as well. This one faltered last week, more than 5%. When the Nasdaq is down 1%, you got to expect your stocks to go down, your growth stocks to go down 2 to 4%. But this one now is trading below its 50 simple moving average. I had to remove it from our leading stock list. This looks like it's in trouble, and allegedly, Chat GPT or artificial intelligence will be a way of learning a new language, and we don't need Duolingo as much. But that's just a theory. We'll see, the next few quarters how they report earnings. The airlines are doing well. That's the 5th top performing group. GOL is one that I'm not really familiar with, I got to be honest, but it's the leading stock in the group. And you can see that it's a $4 or $5 stock, which normally I don't even include here, but it has done well. The one that is the leader in the group, the big one, with the 30 billion market cap is Delta Airlines. You can see the big cup with handle pattern, nice shakeout. Now it's ramping higher, as you can see by the blue dot, the RS line here on the weekly chart. So the airlines are doing well, which is a good sign. The economy is strong. Higher interest rates with a stronger economy, it's okay. We can do this. 6% interest rates is still pretty decent, historically. So I'm encouraged. I'm bullish, and I like some of these semiconductor stocks as well. ACLS in the equipment space. This one has done really well. You can see this consolidation here in the breakout. Now it's consolidating again. We got to take a look at the weekly chart. There you go, the base on base pattern, then the breakout, consolidation, now breaking out again to higher prices. And AEHR is another one in this group. This is one of the top 10 groups as well. And you can see this is a clearly defined cut pattern. You can see the right side of the base, ramp pretty hard. Usually when it does that, it takes a while to shake people out. And this one really does shake. It shakes and it rattles and it rolls. And this one, it's a bucking bronco. I can't handle it, so I don't own it. But those who do have done well with it over time. And they report earnings this week, July 13th. That's it for me. Everything's going pretty well. I'm bullish. My leading stocks are, SMCI, which was up 4% last week. Tesla, which was up 4.84. Thank you very much. NVDA had the tight close and it was up 0.5%. ELF is another one, but it was down 3.7%. So if the Nasdaq's down 1, ELF down 3.7, that's okay. I thought I was going to have trouble with 100, but now it's at 110. So the ELF is doing well. Celsius is another one. I thought I was going to have a 3 weeks tight, but it faltered a little bit, down 2.1% last week. Anyway, that's it for me for today. Oh no, I lied. I got one more, TGTX. This is one that I think you could see this downtrend here the last couple of months. And on the daily, the downtrend line, if it breaks above that, this is a buy for me. They have the best in show multiple sclerosis drug, and they have not come out with sales for the month or the quarter, but this break of the downtrend line is intriguing to me. And they're going to have a news with a partnership in Europe, or they're going to go it alone. Anyway, this stock will move on news. There's a lot of shorts in this one. And anyway, we never give up.